What is going on, NSP Nation? Welcome back. It is me, AJ, joined with Vince the Prince. Sorry if I sound a little different. We had a little bit of technical difficulties, so I'm not using my original mic that I have. Obviously, using a different headset, kind of the same, kind of different. But today we are kicking off fantasy football. Today's our first mock draft, and I cannot be so excited for the first time ever, Vince. I am a
Yeah.
little. I'm not so excited or to say, I'm not ready to go through the stress again. Even though for the past 3+ years, I've won at least two fantasy football leagues every single year. I'm still stressed out about it because it takes a lot out of you. What do you think?
Yeah, it is pretty stressful to be honest, especially when you have to run the leagues as well as be in like more than 5 leagues at a time. It can get a little bit tiresome, and especially since we do this podcast, we do a lot of research. We give tips to everybody that plays with us, so everybody kind of steals what we're saying and uses it to their advantage. So sometimes it doesn't benefit us, but we still end up coming out with some pretty good dubs. And at least for me, I make the playoffs in almost every single league. And this past year, I won one of them.
Well, there you go. There you go. And yes, obviously he's speaking to people like Liam who love to steal ideas, right? Who has no idea who these sleeper guys are and then goes right ahead and takes them right before us, especially during our real drafts. I hate going live just because like you guys are in my head. I gotta share what I'm thinking, right? We can't have silent moments on the podcast and you guys are just like, you know what? I want to grab exactly what he wants and then I want to take all the glory at the end and be like, wow, I'm so smart in fantasy football. But another time we're kicking off. Fantasy's too easy for a demon like me. Liam, you gotta calm yourself down there, buddy. Okay. But we're gonna go ahead and get started. I'm actually quite surprised at how many people we have on the first one. Last year, it took us like a whole month in order to get us at least 3 people, and that's including us too. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. So I appreciate you guys being here. Big shout out to Big Money Joe, my man. Liam, can't stand you. Ray Gamer, so happy you're here. Nestor, love you, dude. And Zombie K98, by the way, and Andrea, another OG. So appreciate you being here as well. So let's go ahead and get this started. Hopefully, you guys are ready. We have 30 seconds per pick.
Let's do it.
You're off the
There you
board. Kind of simple, right? Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, compared to what we were used to last year, which was CMC and who was the number one wide receiver last year? Was it Jamar Chase? It was Jamar Chase? No, Tyreek Hill. It was
go.
Tyreek
Tyreek,
Hill.
yeah. There you go.
Yes.
It's
Okay,
one
we
of the
see Big
biggest
Money
spots.
Joe here. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. There you go. Maybe that could be a little better as far as viewing there. Ray Gamer says, "Hi, fam. Miss you all. We miss you too, Ray. We miss you too.
Yeah, man.
Uh, you're on the clock here. Or I guess I did a minute, which is okay. We're only gonna do one mock draft today, but hopefully you guys could expect us and join us on the oncoming weeks. We're gonna be starting on Thursday as we did last year. So who do I have here, dude? You're gonna
They,
hand this to me. You're gonna
yeah,
hand it to me. The
gave
Stun
it to
God,
you.
Amon Ross. It's just it's meant to be. It's meant to be. Dang, look at the shoulders.
This one's pretty tough,
Well,
in my opinion,
pretty
because
well.
obviously,
Oh, you
I
guys are
think,
talking
I
in the
think this is what
chat.
I'm going to do here. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the risk here. I'm going to go with the undeserving rookie as of right now.
Whoa, that
See
is nuts.
see what happens.
Ashton Gianti, dude, that is great. CMC goes in the second round.
Yeah,
Okay. I really don't know what I'm going to do. Usually, for the past 2 years, I've gone wide receiver, running back, tight end, and then flex, wide receiver
yeah,
or running back. This year, I might do something different because I've gotten smoked and I was scared out of my mind last year because I had to go up against Josh Allen in the playoffs and I squeezed by .43 points. That was against Reed's brother. So shout out to you, Sam. But that was, don't like that.
I think I'll be able to recover here. I think I'm going to go a totally different route, and
Uh-oh.
I'm going to draft a quarterback.
No way. You
Why not?
Oh, you heard Josh Allen that you remember 40 points a game. Like, yeah, that guy should be the number one quarterback off the board.
Yeah,
Sleepers try to recommend me taking Brock Bowers here. I'm not ready to take
Yeah.
Brock Bowers round 2. Call me crazy. But I want to go wide receiver. I see my guy Ladd there, but check this out.
Did
Devon
you?
Achan, he's going to be a beast this year, an absolute unit. You're going to want him on your team. Trust me on this. Let's get to some of the comments here. Liam says, just like the Steelers are going to miss the playoffs, he's throwing shots at Ray Gamer, but Ray is much more mature than you, Liam. Okay. Uh, Ray also says, Prince Vince, here we go again with
Ready
the
to go.
everyone loves Vince. He's so handsome. We get it. We get it. Liam says, AJ, remember how I beat you last year in the finals too? It's true. It is true.
Let's
He
bring
beat me
it
in the
back.
finals. If I'm not, no, he did win it. He did win it. So
Yeah.
congratulations to you, Liam, past NSP winner. Um, I should never have traded you. Should never have traded. I traded him Jerry Judy and Lad McConkey for Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
Oh man, Tyreek Hill just did not pan out. Yeah, that's all me. That's all me. But I was going for it all. I got cocky.
No, yeah. I tried to do that trade also with somebody else. It was different dynamics, but I was trying to trade away Tyreek Hill. I think I ended up getting who was it? It was a star-studded wide receiver. I cannot remember who the heck it was, but I got them from them, and I ended up doing pretty good after that trade. Let's see.
I don't know about this, dude. You were practically begging on your knees for Tyreek. Get out of here, dude. Get out of here. Where are we going? Where are we going? See Jonathan Taylor. I see a couple of guys. I'm really interested in Kyron Williams. I like Kyron Williams a lot, but here I don't want to miss out on a wide receiver. And I see a guy that I kind of like here, but man, I don't know if I see. I like Devontae Adams too. I really like. I'm not going to say who. I want to steal it, so I'm going to
I
go
think
for
I
a
know
running
who you're
back here.
talking about.
You're probably going to steal it from me then. I want to go Kyron Williams. Kyron Williams is an absolute beast. You're going to have two workhorse backs with Devon Achan and Kyron Williams just continuously getting your points, especially in a half PPR league. Achan's going to eat. Kyron Williams, not really known as a pass catching back, but has been known to stay in the backfield on third down. So there's always that possibility there. So I'm more than happy with that in a half PPR league.
Yeah, I think here I have to go with Devontae Adams first off, just because of the type of offense the Rams run. They're pass heavy all the time. And I think this other guy is going to come back around to me. So I wouldn't mind it.
I do kind of like this headset. It's a little. I feel like a commentator. I probably don't sound the greatest, but I feel great. So here we go. We have Vincent Prince. Who you got,
There you
Vince?
go.
You're gonna take him, right?
I love DJ Moore, but I think I'm going to have to go with Mr. Rasheed Rice. I hope he's
Oh,
healthy majority of the season. Obviously, he's going to come back a little bit, hobbled, I guess you can say. But
yeah.
I think I'm going to do that.
I
Get
like
my
it.
two wide receivers.
Okay. I was kind of hoping you wouldn't go for this guy. Oh my gosh, there's so much talent on the board. I really don't want to miss out, but I'm going to have to just because my wide receiver 2, this is kind of a stretch, but I have high hopes for this guy. I like DK Metcalf with the Pittsburgh
Interesting.
Steelers. I like him a lot, trust me. We got a couple of new comments here. Scrappy Plays Fortnite's, what's up, brother? Appreciate you coming back. It says, OMG Prince Vince, you got even more handsome, like handsome script. What is with I mean, I try so
Uh,
hard. I
so
like, I'm sorry. He's just naturally handsome. I'm
thank you, boys.
can't stand this. Simo, what's up, fellas? Y'all doing one draft tonight? Yes, we are doing one draft, but this is kicking off our fantasy season. So every Thursday from here on out until the season actually starts, we'll be having mock drafts. So mock drafts every single Thursday, and eventually we're gonna move up to more than just one mock draft. I know last year, I think some nights we were even doing three, just because how
Yeah.
popular they were. It was crazy. We stayed up like super late. My wife was not happy about it. Uh, but you know what? Today we're going to ease into it. We're going to see what we're looking at here. I've done a lot of dynasty draft research. or not draft research, just fantasy research, and I haven't really dug deep into this year's draft.
Neither have I, honestly. But I think once we get the juices flowing with all these Thursday drafts, I think we're going to end up getting pretty dang good again.
For sure, for sure. Zombie K says Dr. V looks nice today. Wow, dude, the glazing's real today.
It
It is
is.
absolutely real. Can't believe it. Not one comment my way. Not one. That's okay. That's okay. I'm not here for the comments. I'm here for the dubs, for fantasy football dubs.
There you
Um,
go.
even though it's just mock drafts. But right away, Vince, this is what I'm seeing on the board. Okay, I see a lot of quarterbacks taken off the board already.
Hmm.
I'm a little scared because usually my go-to guy is Joe Burrow because he usually falls. Obviously,
Yeah.
this draft he did not, right? So you see yourself with Josh Allen. Immediately, Daniels gets taken after that. Patrick Mahomes, not a surprise. Lamar Jackson, I'm surprised he went after Patrick Mahomes. Then Joe Burrow and Jalen Hurts. No surprise there, right? But we're seeing a little bit of a trend that quarterbacks are going higher, especially what we saw last year, right? We saw multiple times Josh Allen, depending what type of league you're in, was dropping like 40 burgers. It was nasty. It was disgusting. I went up against him. I think in in the dynasty season, I went up against him twice, and then had to go up against him again in the playoffs. And luckily, I came out on top. Don't know how, but I did.
Just luck of the draw, man.
Ooh, I like that pick from Ray Gamer. Getting George Kittle, what a good tight end, solidified tight end there, who had an amazing year last year. Looking forward to see who's on the board.
Ooh, Porta.
And Nestor took him away from me. I was gonna go ahead and get my boy Sam Laporta. I kind of want to get a tight end here. I'm really kind of like weirded out because a lot of these guys are gonna fall. A lot of these guys are gonna fall. I want to go ahead and get myself Travis Kelsey.
Interesting.
Don't like
I'm,
Kansas City,
yeah.
but go ahead.
I think I'm going to end up going Evan Ingram here.
Oh,
Going to a new
okay.
team, I think they
Are
actually might
they?
utilize him there. So could be a sneaky peek there at some of my top tight ends coming into this year.
For me, that's always scary whenever a player goes to a new team, right? We do not know how they're going to be utilized unless it's like, um, I guess I can't use this situation. I was going to say like Cooper Cup going to Seattle because you have JSN there, who's going to be an absolute stud. But Cooper Cup always had Puka Nakua on, not always, right? But for the past few years, had Puka Nakua on the same team as him. So we could kind of relate to what his production is going to be looking like there in Seattle.
Let's see. Don't know
Oh,
if I
you're
want to
focused.
do
You're
this.
ready to go, man. I'm sorry, not mean
No,
to mess with your head right now.
no, you're good. You're good. I'm just debating whether or not I should get one of these better wide receivers off the board or if I need to wait. Running backs are obviously there's a lot more younger running backs still on the board,
A
so there's a
lot,
lot of options, but it's just depending if they're going to be there by the time I pick next. So
right?
a lot to weigh here, but I really do like this guy, and I think he is going to be a difference maker. So in my flex, I'm okay with drafting him and waiting for a running back.
Jerry Judy, I like it. I'm excited and curious to see what his percentage will be as far as like opportunities when you have Tillman who finished off in a very great season last year. So curious to see what's going to happen there. Curious to see the quarterback situation. Curious to see a lot going on in Cleveland. But I went ahead and got myself Isaiah Pacheco. Super excited about that. He was an outstanding player 2 years ago. Last year, he was one of the best, then gets injured, comes back, didn't get the full load. So what does it look like this year? He has a full offseason of practice. He's ready to go. He's healthy. Are they going to give him the absolute like pleasure of being the backfield guy this year, right? That's like the number one question when it comes to Isaiah Pacheco.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting, to be honest. I think the running backs there are always pretty interesting because they could always bring back one guy who was actually good for them the recent year and end up taking their spot. We've seen it multiple times there, but we'll see what happens with Mr. Pacheco.
I'm surprised he fell off in this mocked. That's kind of weird. Kind of weird. But yeah, I do see Aaron Jones on the board. The only reason why I'm mentioning him is because I know he won't be there, on my next turn. But also Aaron Jones, you're kind of skeptical this year because yeah, he was dealing with minor injuries last year. He's still a very productive guy. But now you have Jordan Mason with the Minnesota Vikings, right? Jordan Mason, when he took the place of CMC while he was injured, he led the first 6 weeks. He led the NFL in rushing yards, which is amazing. And then all of a sudden CMC is back and healthy, and then Jordan Mason's like not in the rotation. Two
Yeah.
reps here and there, which is kind of insane to me. Don't agree with it, but it is what it is. But yeah, now you have Jordan Mason, who had an outstanding year last year, going into a team with an aging running back who I think it's pretty safe to say he's injury prone because he's dealt with minor injuries almost every single season for the past 3, 4 years. So yeah, very curious to see what the rotation is going to look like next year in Minnesota.
Ooh, Tyler Warren. I see you there, Liam. Your team's not looking too bad.
He was a
Sniping,
bum. Let's not forget that.
sniping James Cook
It,
way down there.
oh, really? Did I pick Isaiah Pacheco over James Cook? No.
No, no, James Cook
Okay.
was way down there in the back end of the fourth.
Can we look at that? Alvin Kamara almost went to round 5.
Yeah,
It's
I'm gonna
crazy.
kind of be hopefully benefiting off of that. Again, I'm just experimenting in this one here. I'm trying not to pull all my cards out in the first day, but yeah, if Kamara can fall down to like the fifth round for me, that'd be like the sweet spot because I could get two running backs, two wide receivers, and then snipe him in the fifth, depending on where I'm positioned at. That'd be amazing.
That's where Nestor's just like looking where my mouse is hovering. I was so ready to get Travis Hunter here. Like I said, we're experimenting. Don't know what he's going to have to offer, but I feel like he's going to be force fed here. I do need another wide receiver, or I could go quarterback here. I think I'm going to go quarterback. I want to pick up Kyler Murray. Not the biggest fan, but he does steal a lot of touchdowns, a lot of rushing touchdowns. So I don't mind that. Was it
Nice.
the biggest, productive quarterback last year? But I'm hoping he has a bounce back year fantasy wise, not so much for the Arizona Cardinals because obviously can't
Yeah.
stand Cardinals, and I honestly don't like Kyler Murray either as a person. But that's besides the fact. I do feel like he will have a better year, especially like they're like, hey, we got to utilize Marvin Harrison Jr. He's an absolute. He is. He's a stud. He's a giant human being. Played wide receiver that you didn't utilize very much last year, which is very concerning.
Pretty much. Here I'm gonna go with Aaron Jones. I'm surprised he fell this far.
Okay.
Uh, so needed a second running back, and that's a solidified starter in my opinion. Obviously, you have Mason behind him, who could end up taking some reps, but I still feel pretty confident with that man there. And then here, I feel like here's a good time for me to bolster up another running back room that is up in the air almost. And I'm going to go with Caleb Johnson, the rookie from Pittsburgh. I think
Very
he
nice.
could end up getting a lot of pass catching opportunity if Jalen Warren is just not the guy for Aaron Rodgers. But Caleb Johnson could be a little wrecking ball down there and hopefully get some decent points as a tertiary running back for me.
Well, I do like that. I'm gonna go ahead and get this guy, Jacoby Myers. Jacoby Myers has, for the past 3 years, has been a somewhat reliable source, right? Ever since he started with the New England Patriots, Jacoby Myers emerged, right? We talked about him all offseason. We talked about him as a sleeper pickup. Last year wasn't as productive because look at the quarterbacks he was dealt. But now, yeah, it's pretty bad. It was the Brock Bowers show. That's what it was. It was all about Brock Bowers. But now he has a quarterback, a veteran quarterback who knows how to play the game of football, who knows how to prioritize wide receivers or actually, you know, figure out the difference between a wide receiver and a tight end. We have Geno Smith, right? So I think Geno Smith is really going to like Jacoby Myers. He's still young. He's still he's is a down the field type player. He's
Yeah.
good. He's really good. Great hands. I think he's going to be heavily utilized in Las Vegas. And but unfortunately for his career, I don't think he's going anywhere. I think he's going to be
Yeah. Being stuck there in Las Vegas through all the turmoil, definitely.
for show. Um, we see our first. I think that's our first one of our double tight end for Zombie K98. So he has Sam Laporta and David Njoku. Kind of surprising there.
Hey
Think
man,
it's a
yeah,
little bit of a gatekeep.
put him in the flex. Let's see who is available. So I have three wide receivers, three running backs, a tight end, and a quarterback. So flex is done. Should I be a read and get a kicker?
No, dude.
Just early? Just Justin Tucker? Justin Tucker
Oh,
resurgence?
yeah, Justin
After being
Tucker.
suspended?
Yeah, nah. I'm not
Nah, I
gonna be
remember
doing
that.
that.
Used to always be the move. It was so funny.
Man, dude, are you kidding? What's his name? What's his name? Running back for Tampa Bay. Oh, Liam, oh my gosh, dude, I'm surprised Liam went with Jawan Jennings because he was just so far like down as the ADP. But people forget, like, hey, Brandon Ayuk is going to be missing the first few weeks of the NFL season, and let's not
Yeah.
forget the past 2 years. 2 years, Jawan Jennings was our true wide receiver one for the San Francisco 49ers. He has a connection with Brock Purdy, so let's not forget about that. So I think that's a great pick. I think you picked him up a little bit early, but it was good on the field knowledge, presence, whatever you want to call it, because you know I'm in this mock draft. So more than likely you took Jawan Jennings because you knew I was going to try to get him on the turnaround. So good job, Liam. I think that's a great pick. Here, I don't like this pick at all. So I don't know if I'm going to do it or not. I'm going to look at my options here before I mess up. Uh, I'm going to mess up.
Yeah, it's getting pretty slim pickings out here for sure already.
So for whatever reason, I'm messing with the New England side. I'm gonna go with Stephon Diggs instead of Ramondre
Ooh.
Stevenson. I was thinking Ramondre Stevenson or Stephon Diggs. I know Ramondre is on the chopping block, right? He has an issue with his ball handling skills, his ball security. Huge issue last year. We lost a lot of points. Our buddy Gabriel and Dizzle were both losing their minds with how many times
Yeah.
that Ramondre Stevenson lost the ball. Don't like that, but you know what? You have a pretty decent quarterback in Drake May who did not have a true wide receiver one last year. You have Stephon Diggs coming off of an injury. I know people are scared, but this is not his first rodeo. It's not. Okay, he's going to be the only vet there, the only guy who knows how to put on his right glove and left glove in that wide receiver room. So I think it's pretty safe to say that he should be at least given an opportunity to be the workhorse in that wide receiver room.
Let's see. I'm gonna do a little bit of a reach here. I'm gonna go with another rookie, Mika
Oh,
Egbuka, going into Tampa Bay this year. I think he's going to be a kid that's going to get a lot of playing time and a lot of opportunity right off the bat. Obviously, they're dealing with some other receivers who are injured or older, so this could be a good area for him to give himself a name. So let's see.
so Liam says Jennings is wide receiver one. I absolutely agree. Absolutely. And he put, I know you knew about him and I wasn't risking it. See, that's great on the field presence. I applaud you for that. So good job, Liam. Ideally, if you're not in a fantasy football league with me or any of the Niners fans that know what they're talking about, you could honestly, I'm just being serious, right? Because
Yeah,
it is what it is. Um, you could wait to snag Jawan Jennings probably in the 11th or 12th round if you really wanted to, just because everyone's like he's his ADP is so low
yeah,
that people are like, why is it so low? Oh, that's right, Brandon Ayuk is coming back. That's the wide receiver one. So let's not waste our time with Jawan Jennings. I think not. Is it my turn? Is that me? No,
Oh, is
it's you.
that me? Oh, it's
Yeah,
me.
it's you. I was like, is it me? Jeez.
Tank
Okay,
Bixby.
so check this out. Ideally, I want to get a running back here, but I, cash me outside with Colston Loveland. Cash me outside.
Ah,
Yes, yes,
I
yeah. Give me
was
those flowers,
I
baby.
was hoping he was gonna come around.
Ah, I couldn't risk it. I could not. This guy could potentially be the Brock Bowers of last year,
Yeah,
right? What's his name? Caleb Williams.
he
As
wants a
much as
safety
he
net.
loves his wide receivers, you know what I'm saying? He doesn't really like them, right? So he needs to find someone that he does like. And what better than a young tight end, probably one of the best, if not the best, coming out of the college football level on his team. I mean, a young quarterback's best friend is their tight end. And Loveland is just an
100%.
absolute unit. Absolute unit.
There they go. There they go. There go all the tight ends.
Yeah, tight end store is now closed for business.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I need to get myself a running back here. See what's available. Oh, ugly, ugly,
Yeah.
ugly. J.K. Dobbins, Ray Gamer. That's a sneaky pick right there because he could easily emerge to the top in that running back room. Depending on how the rookie plays out, injuries, of course. J.K. Dobbins has a really bad history when it comes to his health, so we'll see. But we all know that he could be a fantasy machine. So okay,
There's a lot on the board right now.
there's a lot of potential here. I want to look at something real quick. I'm getting excited. I know it's our first mock draft, but I am so excited right now. I gotta look at a team's depth chart, and is that right? Is that right? I swear, dude. Zombie King 98 takes the guy I'm looking at. I'm gonna be absolutely livid. Okay, okay, we're fine. His third tight end? Seriously?
He likes the tight ends.
He loves tight ends. Ah, sorry, lame joke. Okay, so the guy I was talking about, Jerome Ford. Right now, who's their running back one?
Yeah, I know. It's
As
another
of
one
right
that's
now, is Jerome.
it's another one that's up in the air. Let's
So
see.
a lot of people might be thinking, okay, when it comes to Jerome Ford, he is the running back one. So why isn't he getting drafted a lot higher? So here's why. Last year we had Nick Chubb. He goes down with an injury, pretty ugly, horrific. Was it last year? Can't quite remember.
Drum Ford.
No,
I
no,
don't
no. Nick Chubb.
know. Oh, Nick Chubb was 2 years ago, I
It was
believe.
2 years ago, right? And then he
Yeah.
missed a lot of last year before he came back. So Jerome Ford had the keys to the kingdom for the majority of the season, both 2 years ago and last year. You got to remember, you got to remind yourselves, what did Jerome Ford do, right? Were you able to pick him up? No, people were picking up Kareem Hunt because they didn't believe in Jerome Ford. You all remember that? That was 2 years ago. So Jerome Ford, given the opportunity to be a running back one, are you really putting your trust in him? Or are you going to drop him after week 3?
Yeah. There's always those good guys to just keep on your roster, even if you may find something better for like 2 weeks. You just got to think long term again. Because if you drop one guy and then one injury happens and you just dropped him, you're on the back of the waiver wire to get that guy back. So definitely is something here. I was waiting to see if this guy was going to fall. Again, he's the wide receiver 2 on their Jeff chart right now, and I don't see anybody really opposing him. He is old, but might as well take a chance on him in the 12th round, see what happens. I just don't know if I believe in some of these rookies that are still on the board and where their depth chart positions are.
I like it. Adam Thielen, pretty nice, pretty nice. But yeah, I know definitely what you're talking about. That's why I'm gonna go with a guy who could potentially take away that running back one position from Aaron Jones. I'm talking about Jordan Mason. We talked about him earlier. I'm super excited about him. He's such a talented running back, and it's so unfortunate that he's not a starting running back somewhere, right? He led the NFL for the first 6 weeks in rushing yards, and He's just an amazing player, a team player, real disciplined. Super sad to see him go. Hopefully, he could win that starting position in Minnesota, or maybe something happens. Right? He's not a bad handcuff. He's probably the best handcuff. I'm gonna pause there. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think he may be the best handcuff in fantasy drafts right now, as of right now.
yeah. Just
Put my
because
name on.
Aaron Jones is so injury prone every single year. I think the only year was last year that he was virtually pretty healthy the entire season. He played every single game. Obviously, there's some games where he was, not as good as others just because of some slight injuries and obviously game script. But hopefully, hopefully, he stays healthy, in my opinion. But Jordan Mason, I still think is going to get carries in there, and he could end up just taking it away.
Very well said. Going to some of the comments here, Liam says back-to-back rookies. Y'all about to see. He's talking about Scattaboo and also Blue, two running backs, one for the New York Giants and one for Dallas, which I kind of really like. Scattaboo, there's a lot of potential there, right? Scattaboo, he could take the spot, right? I know Tracy's over there. I know Tracy did very well last year, but Scattaboo, he was one of the highest rated running backs coming out of the college level, and that's no joke. This guy's an absolute stud. Um, Comparing him to CMC and all that. I hate when people compare him to like great guys in the NFL. But Blue, going to Blue here. I think I have him for dynasty. So I drafted him, right? Mainly because I didn't have any draft picks. But I like Blue because at that point in time, I thought he has a real opportunity, not right away, but maybe after week 4, week 5, to be the lead in the backfield, right? He's a sneaky, kind of talented guy. So I like him a lot. I think those are some great sneaky picks. Going with both those guys is a little scary because they're taking up some roster spots or bench spots for you. But high upside, very, very high upside with those. Montgomery slightly better handcuff. I could see that. I could see. I'm not gonna deny that. That's pretty good.
Let's see.
Oh man,
Go
do I want
logo.
to go Shooter McPherson or do I want to go Dicker
Go
the
logo.
kicker? I want to go with Shooter McPherson.
Awesome, because I wanted to take Dicker.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. I do believe, right, when it comes to kickers, how I think about this is like, okay, what
The
teams can get
team.
down the field but cannot
Yeah,
capitalize, right?
exactly.
What teams could do it this year? I think the Chargers going to be a really good team. I
Mhm.
think they're going to be very special, right? You have Ladd McConkey on his year 2. I think he's going to boom this upcoming season. You have Harbaugh with his second year with the team. I think that's where you're going to come together. And they address the defense this past draft. So I'm super excited about that team in general. I'm excited to see what they're going to do and very excited to see how they play. Trust me, I'm going to be watching a lot of games. Not just because Liam's here. Liam sucks. He just posted that right now. Love you, Liam, dude. I really do. I miss you a lot, man. I'm so glad you're back. How's work? How's the fam? How's the kids? I did not do my due diligence and seeing what teams play week 1. I kind of want. I don't know how these defenses are. I kind of want to go Niners and Eagles here. I'm gonna go with the Eagles just because week 1 with the San Francisco 49ers, they have the Seattle Seahawks, and I just saw you win with Seattle, dude. Really?
Yep, I'm doing it, bro.
Damn, dude. All right.
Ayuk's not going to be there.
He wasn't there all last year.
Exactly. Our defense didn't do too bad, except for the game at home. So,
Tell you what, though, CMC looks good. Looks good.
eh.
Yes,
We'll
Liam, I
see.
was just messing around with you. You said, I'm 19, brother. No kids yet. LOL. Family is good and work is keeping me busy. That's awesome, man.
There you go.
That is freaking awesome. We still got to catch a game together.
Let's see. Time to end up getting a backup quarterback.
All right. I want to see who's going to be on the board. If they don't get stolen, of course. Interesting. Interesting.
This is interesting show.
It's always cool to see like who falls all the way down, right? I kind of like to go
I know.
rookies at the very end. So let's go rookies here. Let's go to the flex. That could potentially be good for me. I might go that route. I don't want to name it. I'm going to name it. I already know this is going to steal that. I'm going to think about Kyle Williams, right? Earlier, you guys saw me take Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs is going to be the veteran in that wide receiver room. Really, no one else is worth a damn. I thought Polk did pretty decent last year, given the opportunity, but that's why they drafted a kid like Kyle Williams. Let's see what he has. We'll see what he does. So Stephon Diggs is not the guy. Then more than likely, it's going to be Kyle Williams, right? So let's just hold him. Last pick of the draft. Does it really matter? And I say it doesn't matter because a lot of times you're going to end up switching him before week 1 starts. Your last pick of the draft. Happens all the time. But yeah, I like it. I think I'm going to go that route. I think it's smart for me. I'm going to go Kyle Williams. I see Zombie with Marvin Mims. Pretty nice. So yeah, Kyle Williams
Let's see.
just to play it safe.
I guess I'll give this guy a chance. Everybody's been saying that he's possibly going to get a lot of looks his way with Geno Smith, so we'll give Jack Beck a chance. Last
Bitch.
pick there. Yeah, bitch.
Bitch.
But yeah, we'll see what happens. As I think Andrea has the last pick here, basically, besides the bots. So see who she gets.
Nice.
Leggett.
Super excited. Xavier Leggett, pretty nice. I like that a lot. Vince, if it's okay with you, we kind of finish this mock draft with some time to spare. I'll love
Yeah,
to go to the teams that the guys are here, like Liam, Ray, and stuff like that, to go over their team and to give them a little rating. What do you think?
I'm good. Let's do it.
All
Let's
right,
do
man.
the tradition.
So we're gonna skip over Big Money Joe just because he's on auto, so he may not be here. Love you, Big Money. Wish you the best. Hope you and the fam are okay. But let's go to Liam first. So he starts off strong with Saquon Barkley,
Yeah.
LADD McConkey, JSN, Cook, Smith, Olave, Warren, Herbert, Jennings, Scatterboo, Blue, May, Harris, um, McLaughlin, right? I believe the kicker, McLaughlin, and
Yeah.
Minnesota Vikings defense. So kind of like what I said earlier, real quick, I think you start off so freaking strong, right? Barkley, McConkey, JSN, Cook, Smith. I'll even I'll even throw in Olave, right? I'm not too excited about Warren, but I'm excited about the upside that he has. Herbert, I think is pretty solid. Jawan Jennings, I feel like you could have got him a little bit lower, but I get why you did it, so that's okay. But everyone else is just like, oh my gosh, I really don't know. They could pan out, or these guys are like droppable after week 3. So I'm gonna. It's the first mock draft. I'm gonna be generous here. I'm gonna give you a B, a B. That's it, just a B.
Yeah, I was gonna say a B as well. I really do like the running backs that are starting, but obviously, I feel like you waited a little bit too long to get some more possible running backs that you won't be mad at. So that's a big knock for me. I usually love getting running backs that I know are going to play and aren't going to get like overshadowed too well. So you got to give those guys a chance. But Scatterbo obviously has a chance. Jordan Blue or Jaden Blue, can't remember his first name. Yeah, Jaden Blue. Uh, have a chance, but again, it's very skeptical there with the teams that they're with. Uh, Wide receivers, at least, I like them. Besides Olave, I think those guys are all going to be starters, and Trey Harris is a good guy to take a little bit of a leap on with the Chargers. So not bad. I give it a B.
Nice, nice. Overall, I think it's very good. A lot of chances out there. Again, this is the first one, so I think not too bad. All right, up next we got Ray Gamer. Let's see what Ray has. You start off with Jameer Gibbs, pretty cool. Josh Jacobs, okay. Terry McLaurin, Cortland Sutton, George Kittle, Baker Mayfield, Tony Pollard, Brian Robinson, Joshua Downs, Mooney, Dobbins, Shaheed, Garendo, Bates, Texans. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you this right now. Unless CMC gets hurt, Garendo's not going to touch the field whatsoever, right? That's a big if because we always like get undrafted free agents as far as running backs, at which Garendo was one of them. But starting off, Jameer Gibbs, Josh Jacobs, I think that's a great 1-2 punch for you. I think they're going to generate a lot of points. Terry McLaurin, I think he's going to generate a lot of points for you, even with Debo out there, because Debo will demand a target share, but Terry McLaurin will have a lot of the bigger plays. So not too bad there. Cortland Sun, I'm a little worried about. We don't know what the, I mean, we do know what the chemistry looks like, but I think the ball is very much shared over there because your next wide receiver is all the way down to Joshua Downs, and that scares me a lot
Yeah,
just because of the quarterback situation. You either have Anthony Richardson who runs the ball and throws 9 times a game, or we're gonna have Vanilla Vic who, is just as bad as it's just Jared Goff without a team. That's
yeah,
just what it's just Jared Goff without a team. Um, but I think this is a little bit all over the place. I'd like to see more consistency and a lot better backups. I think you're really solid tight end with George Kittle. Baker Mayfield was one of the finished off as one of the top 10 quarterbacks for fantasy football. Very good. Like I said, I'm just worried about your bench. So I'm gonna give you a B minus there. Like I said, it's the first mock draft, so we're all good.
yeah. I think I'm gonna go a B plus here. I love the first 7 picks because those guys are undisputed going to be the guys that are going to be starting for you every single week if there's nobody better. Just because those guys are the undisputed starters, and those are the guys that are going to be getting the rock more often than not. But yeah, as AJ said, 8 on is kind of skeptical for me. I don't like that you waited a little bit long to get another wide receiver. Instead of Robinson, I would have probably picked up Cup or Debo Samuel. Maybe not Samuel just because you have McLaurin, so maybe Cup, who's somebody that's going to actually get the ball more consistently than Downs. I like Darnell Mooney, so I'm not mad about that. But I would have probably gotten him again, maybe a round later. So other than that, B plus. I think it's fairly well going into the first one, and it can definitely get a lot better.
Um, Liam says, I regret my Olave pick. Almost immediately should have taken Aaron Jones. I think that would have helped you out a lot more. A lot more. Like I said, I like Chris Olave, but the situation over there in New Orleans is
It's so bad.
it's a mess. All right, what is that like the campaign? It's a mess, right? With the broom. Y'all seen that movie? It's
Yeah.
hilarious. But okay, moving on forward. Zombie K98, we're gonna rate your team here. That's one of our closer friends, Nestor. So appreciate you being here, brother. Love you as always. Starts off with Derrick Henry, Drake London. Okay, pretty high. Patrick Mahomes, really high there. George Pickens, Sam Laporta, Harvey, the running back for Denver, nice. Sneaky pick.
Nice.
Hunter and Joku, Purdy, Golden, Pitts, Tutton, Boswell, Cheese, and Mims. Okay, I see a lot of young guys there. We see Tutan or Tutton. I don't know how to pronounce that
Tootin.
just yet.
Yeah.
Tutin, Golden, Hunter, Harvey. Who else? I think that's it. Yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
young bucks out there. So very scary. You went with the 3 tight ends. So I'm gonna call you out for gatekeeping there. I'm going to give you an automatic loss. Derrick Henry, first round material. I don't know, but you could make you could defend yourself on that. Drake London, I'm going to say the same thing. Patrick Mahomes, I just think this is like a step down, but this is going to be a consistent team. I think just because you have options, you got Patrick Mahomes, Brock Purdy, you have 3 tight ends, and you have so much like there's a lot of potential with these rookies, but this is upskill potential, right? These are rookies that could potentially take the lead spot in their position for those teams that you picked out there. So that's why I'm not totally against it. I want to go with the B again.
Yeah, I think here I'm going to go B minus. The only rookie that I like that you took a chance on there is Harvey. I do think that he could end up leading this backfield for the entire season. I do see possibly Denver going 50-50 split with carries. But your first 5 picks, I really like. I think those guys are going to be very consistent for you, especially in the teams that they are, especially Pickens and Dallas now. It's a way better situation, more pass heavy, as they're still figuring out who's their main running back. So I do like those. I just, again, I'm not a Hunter believer. I don't believe that he will be such an impact playing both sides of the ball. And Golden, I really don't like either. Even Reed himself has said it off air. He is not a wide receiver 1 material, and I just don't see him going past farther than a role player. But yeah, obviously my knock is too many tight ends at this point in time. I don't think you should have taken the chance on Kyle Pitts. You should have let him fall for somebody else to kind of take the fall again. I think you could have gotten another good addition to somebody. Yeah, for AJ, right?
Yeah,
But
3 years. What 3 years? Yeah.
yeah,
I'm done. Not this year. Um, Big Money Joe's back. So he wants us to rate his shitty team. So let's see what see what it is. His words, not mine. His words. So we're gonna start off with Bijan Robinson, Bucky Irving. Wow, really nice duo.
Yeah.
Garrett Wilson, I like that a lot. Omario Hampton, who has a lot of potential, and I still think Lad's the guy there. I think he does too. Moore, Godwin, Odunze, Nix, Williams, Ferguson, Coleman, Aubrey, Bateman, likely. I think this is where you started to auto draft because you just completely lost me. I'm sorry, you completely lost me. I could understand Odunze at most. I guess quarterback Bo Nix, he had a really good year last year. And then after that, I'm just like, okay, I don't know where we're going with this team. So I
Yeah.
like the top half, top heavy for sure. I like it a lot.
Yeah, for sure. Same thing. First six picks, I love. I think you got them at their best ADP there with the amount of touches that they're going to get in their respective team. But then we get to a Dunze, and it kind of goes a little bit for me. I love Bo Nix. Bo Nix is a very underrated quarterback this past year, and I think he can continue to do that under Sean Payton. But after that, I'm just like skeptical. I think instead of Odunze, if you were actually drafting, in my opinion, I don't know if you were still drafting there, I think you would have gone with a tight end, and maybe you would have gotten Njoku just from what you saw last year. So I think your team would have been a lot better there with Njoku versus Odunze. Yeah,
Nice.
say yeah. I don't even know if I gave a grade, but this is like a B plus for me so far because what he drafted.
Yeah, the top. Yeah, well, he drafted excellent. Ray Gamer says, I was thinking between Brian Robinson and Jacoby Myers. By the way, I guess there was still some running back value left for my fourth one. That's why I typically like to go wide receiver heavy first, just because there's a lot of great potential for running backs towards the end of the draft. Yeah, you're not going to have a Devon A. Chan or Jameer Gibbs, Saquon Barkley, but you're going to get guys who range between 12 to 16 points every single game, right? So that's a huge plus. Uh, Starter auto at likely. Where was
At
likely at?
likely.
Likely was.
Oh wow, it's way down there.
Oh yeah, it was the. Oops. I was hoping to get Myers and Mason or Robinson and Myers. There's a lot of potential out there. I mean, we learned from this, right? That's why we do mock drafts. Do you want to do ours, Vince, or do you want to skip over ours?
Let's do ours last. Let's get
Ours
to
last.
Andrea first. Yeah,
So Andrea, let's get you starting off with Puka Nakua, Brown, Evans. I'll stop you right there.
love
What
it.
a unit! What a
Love
unit!
it.
Yeah, you've come a long way since last year already. I would
Oh
give you
yeah.
that. You come a long way. She's listening to the AJ draft method, right? Going wide receiver heavy first. Even though I didn't do it this mock draft. Okay, then you get Kenneth Walker, Joe Mixon, typically two guys that could just ground and pound. Worthy, Swift, Harris, Pearsall, Sharp, Ertz, Fields, Butker, Steelers. Like yeah. Okay, so wide receiver room. I'm going to say you're set for the whole season.
Yeah.
You have potential with Worthy. You have hopefully potential with Pearsall, depending on how the Niners, if they can stay healthy or not. But let's go to your running backs here. Running backs, this is going to be your weaker side. Walker, Mixon, they should be able to carry you to get some wins throughout the season. Swift, nervous about it. Had a couple of good games. Let's see what the Chicago Bears look like this upcoming season, and see where their heads at as far as the running back room, because it was there, but then it wasn't there. If you get what I'm saying, it had potential, but they never utilized it. And then with the Chargers, they have Harris running back room. I'm very scared about that. Uh, but yeah, like I said, I love the wide receivers. I love your two starting running backs, and then having Justin Fields, you're putting a lot of eggs in one basket. I think it's a B plus though. I kind of like this team.
Yeah, definitely started off really, really well. Love the first five picks. And I understand that Xavier Worthy did very, very good towards the end of the season last year. And he's has a possibility of keeping it going. But Rashee Rice is back. And I think that takes a dip into him. I would have gotten somebody like Jordan Addison, who's not going to take a dip whatsoever, just because he's going to continue to get better as JJ McCarthy gets better. So I think there will be a connection there. But yeah, I love Swift there. He's obviously, in my opinion, going to be the starting running back again there. And they have a better improved O line. So I think that is a sneaky pick. I think he will be rounding out your running back room. But After that, Najee Harris, not so much. Zach Charbonnet is your anchor there in case Kenneth Walker is replaced or gets injured again this season. So not bad, and I love the sneaky Zach Ertz pick. He's old, reliable, and he's going to get you at least 8 to 12 points a game, even with the addition of Debo Samuels. But yeah, Justin Fields, I agree with AJ. I love the kid, but he's starting off on a new team, a team historically ready to destroy a quarterback's future and career. And so hopefully he does well. But I still think you'll be on the waiver wire pretty soon for a quarterback.
She says she wanted to take a chance. That's
Hey, I
good.
love
So
it.
maybe, I mean, in the future, right? Your last pick of the draft, maybe instead of Leggett, you take a rookie
Another quarterback.
quarterback
Yeah.
or a different quarterback. There's a lot of good quarterbacks towards the end. A
Yeah.
lot. Like I saw, like
Sam
Matthew
Darnold.
Stafford, Sam Darnold. Even
Yeah.
Sam Darnold was a good pick last year. Big Money Joe says I was driving, so it was hard to follow YouTube, mock draft, and Google Maps. Dude, you should have just told us.
Oh,
We would have told you
yeah.
where to go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
we'd be like, okay, turn left here.
Take a look.
Turn left now. Now. Just, but no, all good, man. Appreciate you being here as always. And no Dizzle today, no Reed today. Maybe next time. But like I said, we are starting this every single Thursday from here on out.
Yes, sir.
T Law, yeah, Trevor Lawrence is out there. But Vince, let's get to our teams here. We'll start off with mine
Let's do it.
because obviously I'm the worst at fantasy football here. So we got Amon-Ra St. Brown, Achan, Williams, Metcalf, Kelsey, Pacheco, Murray, Myers, Diggs, Loveland, Ford, Mason, McPherson, Eagles, and Williams. Honestly, I don't know if it's just because it's my team, but I really don't mind this team. I like it. I think there's a lot of potential. I like my starting lineup. And then afterwards, I think there's a lot of potential where some guys can even take places from, maybe Jacoby Myers takes the place of DK Metcalf as far as the starting lineup. If Isaiah Pacheco comes in and he takes on that backfield, then he could be a solidified flex position. If one of the guys gets injured, I like this team a lot. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, so definitely guys with good potential. I like your first four picks. I do not like the Travis Kelsey pick. Just
Whoa.
because I think he is thinking of retiring already, and that's already a bad mindset in his head. Obviously, he should be the first or second option for Patty Mahomes, but it just depends on how he comes back and how he wants to play this season. Obviously, if it's his last one, he's going to want to go out like a champ, but are his legs going to carry him under all that weight?
Yeah.
But I like the Isaiah Pacheco pick. I like the Kyler Murray pick. It is always a sneaky pick when you can get him as a mobile quarterback, even though we hate the team and we think they stink and they lose all the time. He's still a presence in the fantasy football world. Love the Myers pick. I love the Loveland pick. I do think he is going to be utilized there. Maybe not as much as we expect in his first season with all the changes there, but I do believe that they will get him the ball. After that, obviously the handcuffs. Ford could be the guy again, obviously, but we just have to trust in Cleveland. If they're going to choose him, are they actually going to be a good team? So that's where I worry. And Mason, of course, he could be the next guy. We saw what he did when the starter went down up there in the 49ers world. And he's a beast, bro. He's actually one of the highest rated running backs of last season in
Yeah.
multiple categories, like top 5 worthy. So sneaky good pick there in the 12th round. So I like it. I like it. I'd give it probably like a B to a B plus at this point in time. All your guys can be starters on somebody's team. So I definitely think that if one guy goes down, you have the next man up mentality there. So definitely works in your benefit.
Yeah, like I said, not mad at it. I kind of like it. So Big Money Joe's making fun. I left into the wall. We'll be there for you. You'll wake up in the hospital. We'll be there with flowers. Ray Gamer says every Thursday. Yeah, every single Thursday until the season starts, and then our regular schedule for fantasy will come up, which will be on Tuesdays. So yeah, from here on out on Thursdays, 7 o'clock, we're doing mock drafts. We're talking fantasy football. We're doing mock drafts. So join us every Thursday. If you can't make it for one day, that's fine. We'll be here again next week. Or if you really want to piss off Reed, just say, hey, I want to do fantasy football on Monday.
All the time.
And then we'll do it. Then we'll do it. It just takes one person. But mainly because we don't have a lot of topics right now for
Yeah.
Mondays. So it's kind of tough. Big Money Joe says, I'm back though. Remember May, my birthday month. Hell yeah, dude. June is Pops, my
Nice.
oldest son. July is my wife. Happy birthday to your wife. I just finished my
Nice.
birthday. So I'm partying, traveling. Heck, dude, you're always partying, traveling, man.
Yeah,
Come
that's
on,
a constant.
big money. Come on, dude. Uh, but let's get into Vincent here. Let me pull up the screen. Vincent, you got Ashton Gianti. Very surprising, but he's gonna make a huge splash, I think. Gianti, Allen, Adams, Rice, Ingram, Judy, Jones, Johnson, Ibuka, Bigsby, Godert, Thielen, Kicker the Kicker, Seahawks, and Betch. But dude, honestly, like for you taking a quarterback round two and not getting your second running back until round seven, this is actually not a bad lineup. This is
Yeah,
not. I like Devontae Adams. I'm curious to see what his role is going to be with Puka Nacua there. But we did see him excel with Garrett Wilson with the New York Jets. But then again, he did have Aaron Rodgers as a quarterback. He's coming with another veteran quarterback. So let's see what Matthew Stafford does. I still believe Devontae Adams is going to get a piece of that cake and get a lot of points for fantasy football. Rasheed Rice, we all know what this guy could do when he's
yeah,
healthy. We
yeah.
all know what he could do. He is him and Isaiah Pacheco. That's where that's where they're getting fed, right? Just those two guys when they're completely healthy. So it's very curious to see how they come back. So if he comes back perfectly fine, this is an A plus pick there. Evan Ingram, I'm scared how he's going to do in his new team, but one of the best in the league as far as in his position. Jerry Judy, I think that's a sneaky pick, kind of like all reliable, right? He was
Yeah.
doing really good at the beginning of the season, and then Tillman started to erupt, and so they kind of sharing that the opportunity percentage. So let's see what happens here with that whole team. Aaron Jones, can't believe he fell that far. Very good.
I
John,
know.
yeah, it's crazy. Johnson, I think that could be also a sneaky pick who could potentially be a running back one there. Um, Egbuka, Tank Bigsby, Goldare, Thielen, Dicker the kicker. I think Egbuka could have a lot of potential as well. Like I said, I think this is a well-rounded team. I think you have insurance policies for your players just in case something happens with Johnson and Egbuka. But Bigsby, Goldare, Thielen, I think you're just like, well, more Bigsby and Thielen, like, hey, there's a possibility where these guys should just pop off, right?
Yeah,
And that's what we went for him. So I see it. Low risk, high reward type players. But yeah, I like your team. I think it's very well rounded.
yeah. Definitely went out of my comfort box here. Just randomly was like, let's switch it up.
So no, I think it's very good. I think it's pretty good for both of us in our first mock draft. Not too bad. I thought it was going to be a lot uglier. But real quick to the comments before we head out for tonight. Big Money Joe says, "Hope you all your friends and fam weren't affected by the floods. Texas strong." So Vince and I, we actually work in Kerrville.
Yep.
Vince, I don't know if you have gone down to see the damage or not, but I'm pretty sure you have.
Yeah.
It's devastating. It really is. It's very sad. The community is all coming together. We have people traveling from all over the place helping out. There's a lot of donations, which actually got word today that they don't have any more room for the donations.
Yeah.
So that is huge. Huge blessing. I mean, it was horrific what happened. But Kerrville strong. I don't know. You guys can't really see it, but I made some hats back here for a couple of residents in Kerrville. It says Kerrville strong. But yeah, it's devastating. Appreciate all your time and effort, whatever y'all have put in to support Kerrville. Like I said, we live outside of Kerrville, so we didn't get affected ourselves, but being at work over there, especially if it's in the medical field, he sees a lot. It's just very tough, especially if you know people over there that you care about. So yeah, Texas strong.
Yeah, man, definitely crazy. Drive through it every single day to get there, just as you do. Have not been there down in the thick of it yet, but I've driven around the city just to take a look around. The Guadalupe River. It
Yeah.
is bad. It is so bad. So yeah, just as you said, very devastating. My heart goes out to all the people who have been affected, and yeah, we see them there in the hospital, and some of them have been transferred to San Antonio too for a couple of injuries there.
Wow. Well, thank you for asking, Big Money Joe. Scrap plays Fortnite says QB. Oh wow, we're rating a team? Really? We're going to rate a team right now? It's way too early. Anyways, let's go ahead and get to it, right? Josh Allen, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Saquon Bart. This is just
It's a
troll. Get
big
out of
league.
your scrap, dude.
Troll
Get
team.
you're not funny, dude. You oh look at him. He's like scrappy one man league team.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. This guy's hilarious. Andrea, you have a good night. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Always a pleasure seeing you around. You too, you as well, Ray Gamer. Appreciate you being here. Hopefully, you see you all Thursday.
Yes.
And Big Money Joe says, yeah, our lake home near Kingsland, that wasn't looking good. So hopefully everything's okay, and hopefully repairs come in. But I do want to say this before everyone totally heads out for the night that we are taking entries for fantasy football already. We have NSP fantasy leagues. We got a paid league and a free league, and depending how many other people join, we might open up some more leagues. But as of right now, we're gonna limit ourselves to just 2 leagues, just because like we kind of bit off a lot last year, and it was great. It was awesome. But you try keeping up with that many leagues, especially if you're in charge of those leagues. So it's just a
Yeah.
lot. So right now, think of it like there's no restrictions. Okay, if you have friends, if you got family that want to play, come invite. We got free leagues, we got pay leagues, and the free league really don't feel intimidated, right? People play for the first time all the time. We help people grow, we help people learn. We're just having fun here. So if you're scared about playing because it's your first time, don't be. There's a lot of other players like you guys, and we can just all play together and just have fun. That's the main goal of this, right? And by the way, free leagues, you also win some great prizes as well. Ask Liam, our winner last year, he won a fantasy football like championship ring and
Yeah.
some NSP merch that we gave out. See, it's all out there. So yeah, that's open if you guys don't want to join. Vince, do you have anything else to say before we head out?
Yeah, I'm gonna bring up this last comment. I think this would be a cool thing to do as one of our episodes if we are slow on Monday. Is getting fantasy as like a what Scrappy called a one man league team. So us picking our favorite players in all the positions and
Oh,
seeing at the end of the year if one of our teams was actually better than the other. So obviously a lot of us would choose Jamar Chase, maybe Justin Jefferson, Saquon Barkley, Brock Bowers, but I'd like to see if we go in a different direction with some of these and see whose team actually comes out on top with
yeah.
injuries included, everything like that. So it would
I
be
think
fun.
that'd be pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. But yeah, I wouldn't mind doing that. Big Money Joe says, I'm in this year, gonna start studying. There you go.
There you go.
There you go. But that's all I got for today, Vince. I think we're good.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you all so much. We had a pretty consistent viewer count today, so thank you all who are not in the comment section. Thank you guys who are watching. If you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button and hit that like button. We are a smaller channel. We're trying to grow, so appreciate you guys. And like I said, we'll be live every single Monday at 7 o'clock p.m. Central Time, and then on Thursdays we'll be live for mock drafts or fantasy football talk, whatever your heart desires. It has to be fantasy related at 7 p.m. live Central Time. So thank you all so much, and until next time, as we always say here, keep on grinding.